It just feels so good to be back. It's the new legal, Spark 117, Game 06 Layer, Chit Chat community. My man Zinc in the building. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to talk about. Oh, man, this is going to be funny. Oh, man. It feels good to be back, man. You know, I've been out here in Texas, man. We've been getting, look at my, hey, man, I've been getting scorched down here, you know. Working hard, man. Come home, be like, nah, man, hit the AC, and I'll be out, man. I'll be out. But we pulled it together. We said, nah, man, let's finish out this week. It can't get any better, and it did. And, man, do we got some things to talk about. So we're here, man. We here. We're happy. We come to give y'all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us gaming. As you can see, man, the cracks within the feelings are starting to occur. People are realizing, man, that, you know, listen, man, PlayStation had a good run with its smoke and mirror tactics. Now everything has crumbled right before their eyes, and they're giving up because, like I told y'all, they built empires off of dissing Xbox. And it's just not cool to diss Xbox anymore. The exodus has begun. People are shifting over. They want to experience true next-gen games. They're understanding that there's more ways to skin a cat. I mean, let's give it up to PlayStation, ladies and gentlemen. They can outsell an Xbox. A PlayStation can outsell an Xbox. Give it up for them. But Nintendo can outsell a PlayStation. Give it up for them. But the one thing Nintendo and Sony can't do is outspin Microsoft. And with that, we really and truly know who is number one. Now that the ABK deal done TKO'd everybody, come on over to the X side. It's the best side, where the communities are great, the clubs are endless, the co-op fun is beautiful. And shout to the Chit Chat community, man. I see my man of the Zinc, Dr. Vok in the building. I got Vac in the building. Game Serials just got kicked out for a minute. He'll be back. And it's just beautiful, man. It's just a beautiful time to be an Xbox fan. I mean, the games are coming, man. And our pipeline is ridiculous. The Game Pass is kicking off to an excellent start 2023. People want to play these games. Starfield is incredible. The Xbox show / Starfield show destroyed everything this summer. You're talking 92 million views. That's unheard of. But enough of that, man. I'm going to let my comrades get in here. I know they've been excited to talk, man. So I got 3 mics for my guys right here, man. And here y'all go, man. Let's go.
We got this. We got this. I'm off mute now. What a beautiful kickstart to the year. They were all hating on Redfall until Sony started crumbling down. That Final Fantasy 14 on stage, the way that crowd reaction. One thing I really liked is that guy had that guy was Chinese, a gangster, man, whatever his name is from the Final Fantasy. He looked like a mob on stage, man, with all the gold chains and everything. I cannot believe that game was not released any earlier for Xbox, if I come correct, right? What was like the bottleneck for that game not coming out?
Canada in the building. Spark 117 threw the hammer down early.
Well, I know what the problem was, but here's the thing about it. So this was a moment we should have all had seen coming, but didn't know it was gonna hit like this, right? So to answer the actual question about what happened with 14, it's important to note because when you when you add that into a little bit of luck happened, a little sprinkle of luck there. So peep game. So Final Fantasy 14 is a game that it came out, had some issues, some real bad problems when it first dropped, and they had to fix it, and they basically redid the game. They call it A Realm Reborn, and with that came a PS4 version. I'm sure Sony money had it that. I'm pretty sure they money had it that. I just forget the specific details in that. Now then, it's been out for a while. Now 10 years hence, it's never been on Xbox, but why I say this was always supposed to happen was about 2 years ago at the beginning of this generation. Let's not forget, the question was posed before. Where's Final Fantasy 14? Why is it not on Xbox? Especially when we have Final Fantasy 11 on Xbox. I used to play it on Xbox and PC. So I could tell you it existed, right?
I'm just really glad that Phil Spencer is owning up to his words, and when he says that he wants games on all platforms, anytime, anywhere, here you go.
Yep.
And unfortunately for the donkey camp there, they don't seem to accept the facts and reality. That's better for them too. Is that you're a smart grown man, rear end going at the airport waiting there. Where else can you stream off of cloud gaming? Xbox. When you are 35,000 feet in the air, I don't think you're able to touch down with your PlayStation even on Wi-Fi like that because you're just too far in the connection.
Yeah.
Guess what? You have xCloud. What games? All games that are available that you can sit there and play. We're in it. Phil did and the team did an amazing job. The only console that could stand up to its own self is itself. They are giving us our 4 generations of library of gaming since the OG Xbox and games from other consoles coming out there. They're giving us the best of what's out there available, and we're having it. And everybody else is just mad at us because we're doing good. Not only do we have a powerful console, this console has the ability to tap into anywhere you want, anytime, anywhere in the world. Even when you're just sitting there watching hockey, you can still play games at the rink. It's just unbelievable. Too bad that some individuals are out there ignorant and very, very uptight and tight-assed about what's going on. And sharing is caring, man. Remember when two on TV had the PlayStation little game? This is how we share. Where's Sushi? Yeah, with that big fat white boy that had that with the little what's that? Justin Bieber bangs. Their mouths is shut. All of them, they're quieter than a church fucking mouth right now. Their narratives have gone. Sales, all they have claiming.
Another narrative that you didn't even realize existed either.
All that. Sony fanboys, please hear this. Start buying an Xbox, bro. Like, it's over. Like, you either watch the games on YouTube like you have with your own PlayStation games before you go and buy $70, $80, $90 games. That's what you ponies do. And yet you're watching all exclusives on YouTube for Xbox, even Call of Duty. This is how arrogant Sony fanboys are. They're going to sit there and boycott Call of Duty, yet have the balls to sit there and watch Call of Duty exclusive being played on Xbox on YouTube. Fanboys, this is Xbox's time. They understand the industry from day one, and that's it. It's a takeover. It's a great to the family. Activision and Blizzard.
They're probably spending that money.
And the thing is, now it's putting Sony in a place where they have to get up and get out lazy mode and start competing.
For real. Because Microsoft could have always have done this, and they never did. They never
flourishing organically, motherfucker, like I'm a vegan. No, this ain't no fucking halal shit. Throw your bangers out. Your movie has a delay. His movie has a delay. That's sad, man. If you have a top tiered game, not only did the game flop, the movie just flopped by being delayed. That's how sad they are right now. Sony PlayStation, we make our devs put in the work and sweat them out and give you bang on graphics. What the fuck is happening?
What's up with the dev, man, that was hating on Xbox, bro?
That
Hey,
dev,
man.
that groundbreaking dev there, the one that PlayStation, please hire us.
Yeah,
What's wrong
man.
with that clown?
That guy,
yo,
that guy there, he got rejected. He got rejected. They don't want that. He probably approached Xbox like, "Hey, man, I see y'all hooking up some dollars. What do you think of this?" Xbox like, you know what? Go. They're ponies. They sat there and thought they could get, because of 115 million consoles sold, we have that many PlayStation fanboys that are gonna have our backs and trash Xbox and make us money. That backfired right away in their faces. They don't. I think the guy smoked too much peyote or hit that acid, not knowing what's going on in the reality that Xbox is the place to be. He should have sat there and behaved. But unfortunately, PlayStation is his jam. He does what he does. Thank you for showing your true colors. Thank you for sitting there and lying to us that it's only optimized for the PlayStation 5, as it's worth a big lie. PlayStation 5 can't even hit true 4x4 gamut colors or any of that.
Speaking of that,
no, it cannot.
Speaking of that,
Hey.
oh, there come Games. Look.
Hey,
Speaking
my
of that,
bad. I was
hey, Games. Hey, come back in. I'm gonna remove you. Come back in with your avatar.
Oh, you know my avatar's here.
Oh, is it? Do y'all see his avatar?
No.
I
I'm
see
gonna
it.
remove you. Come in with your avatar. I know it's messing up on you.
It's all
see
good.
Come back in.
But yeah, Spartan. So that's just what you were talking about a second ago. Like Microsoft is really, they never really spent
What's
as
up,
much
Mr.
as they
Kima?
ever could, right? What's up, Mr. Kima? But now they are, they seeing some right purchases, some right situations. That's what I was talking about with Square Enix. When Final Fantasy 14, 2 years ago, when this generation had started, this is what they were saying. Like, that they were gonna start working on it, but first they had to put out that DLC on that they came out with at the time,
This way.
and then
Check
but
this
now,
out.
now they have it. So it was always coming. Yeah,
The
exactly.
differentiator between Xbox GPU and PlayStation GPU, Xbox is raw hardware.
Come on in, Spotty Ring. Come on in, Jago 6.
Games, your
Hey, Games, go ahead. Keep trying to fix your mic.
Oh, my mic hurt? Or
There
is it
you
working?
go. There you go.
Yeah. I need a new what's the name for
Oh,
mic.
it's all good, bro. I was bouncing off of 117 before I asked you out so your avatar show up.
Yeah, like
But
we were saying,
speaking of,
Xbox has won not only in the hardware, in the gaming. They're very well rounded. They're 33% in everything that they do. Just like a true mixed martial artist, like Anderson, he's 33% good on the ground, 33% knees and legs, and 33% arms. And that's what Xbox did. They're like, yo, you know what? Like we got a banger, we got bank. Let's show them how we spend this bank and
hey,
treat.
what's going on,
Mhm.
man? Yeah, you're right, Spartan. You're right, Spartan. Look, man, you was talking about capabilities. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Old school, I see you, my big bro. Shout outs to little bro, the new legal panel in chat. Big shout out to the PlayStation 5, SSDs, and Mark Cerny for keeping jackasses
We
with
don't talk
tokens
about
and
that
just
for sure.
ratchet. Exactly, man.
Ratchet and
That's
clank.
funny as hell.
Hey, man, this is
I
the
was going to
SSD.
talk about that.
Hey, this is the SSD cure cancer.
Facts. What happened, y'all? What happened to Ratchet and Clank?
The same thing everybody knew was gonna happen all along. That's what happened.
That's the market. These are marketing gimmicks that Sony put out there. They
Fix
sit
it,
there and
Games.
talk about.
Huh?
Games, when you're not speaking, can you mute your
Fix it.
mic because
Something's
it's
in your
feeding back?
background.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is? Oh, hold on.
You all right?
Here's a true difference, guys. Xbox is raw. They built in everything that needs to be built in, hardware, accelerated pieces in that CP GPU component. PlayStation took off shelf what they had and customized this, that there was software. As you heard in Cerny's fake live crowd presentation, that thing is variable. It's heating up. It couldn't even hold off to Final Fantasy. If that GPU CPU is so powerful, forget the SSD. If that thing is heating up and you're variable clocking it, and it shows that you put trash weak hardware last minute, you just ramped it up because you guys couldn't just back out of it no more with what Xbox produced. Our console's doing fine. We're doing amazing. New Legal mentioned, what's that? Their 5th revision now today? The 6th
I think
coming
it's
out?
6.
Jesus.
Yep, 6.
And you want to know something? You want to know what's funny, Sick?
Hmm.
I'm going with Sick with this one. Man, I know you had to laugh, right? When Sony mentioned SSDs and they made it equivalent or parallel to performance. They made it seem like the SSD had something to do with the frame rate of a performance of a game. When the SSD is nothing more, what makes the SSD valuable to next gen gaming is the response time between the information, being able to fast move, right, the load. Now the difference between the SSD and like your what is it, expansion SSD and your hard drive, your solid hard drives, is the bulk. The bulk, let's put it like this. It may be slower. Your hard drive may move slower, but it can move more things at one time. It can move a big bulk of things for you and storage up and store it for you. While the SSD may not be able to bulk things, but it's quick, it's fast, and it can get things registered. So it can keep things flowing. That's the difference between the two. They're both
the SSDs are faster than the hard drive.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and don't break easily and have more power than the hard drive. Like, it means that it lasts long. Yeah.
And I also want to say this: your hard drive is like your vinyl records. It's like a record player. This thing is actually spinning inside, right? And it uses a needle, right? While your SSD is digital. So like Games will say, it ain't breaking it or anything.
It's in the name. It's solid state.
It's solid state.
Exactly. It's solid state. It's no moving parts. Even the SD card.
Right,
even the SD card is better in that regard than a spinning hard drive, because when you get accessing all these little files, like you said, with the head on that needle, it's gonna move that needle around, and it got that lag in between when it has to move it, right, to get the data. But on a chip, it's instant because it's all digital. It's all solid state. That's the difference. And the difference. And 1 second, but the difference is, and it's what Legal was saying. Like, you can buy a hard drive that's say 16 gigabytes for $200, right? $250 maybe, right? But a SSD that's 16 gigabytes, that's for $1,000 plus, right? Like a 8 terabyte right now that gets announced in the beta for PS5, they're gonna add support for. Yeah. The cheapest one I saw was $890, right? But they're very fast. The load times is quick. And that's what they tried to lie to us about with this Ratchet and Clank, right? They tried to make it seem like only because of their SSD that it could load up that fast to make that sequence to work the way it did, which, number one, no, the SSD is not special. Number two, no, it's not needed for that, as has been proven now. Number three, we all been saying this even before this lie even came out. All the tech heads have been saying it on PC and Xbox side alike.
You're right.
Been bullshit from
the
but damn shame.
Yeah, but remember, the SSD is run by cells. It doesn't have like a needle in the middle.
Right.
It's all chips. Check this out.
It's all chips.
Right.
Let me break this down. Between the way my perception, I'm no Jason Roosevelt or Ronalds or Mr. Tamiri that did the way I see it here. Xbox has 1 terabyte. PlayStation has 825. Xbox has Velocity. PlayStation has the extra chips that's soldered onto the motherboards, the I/O processors and whatnot that pushes the data faster. Remember this, what I'm just saying right now. Now, built into the Velocity architecture of that hard drive, that is where the true speed is for the Xbox, and it's way faster than the PlayStation. Yet they don't tap into it right now because there's absolutely no need. You see how PlayStation's Final Fantasies, like everybody's TikToking, my shit's smoking. That's what you get, Mr. Overclock. There's absolutely the only reason why it's faster. 825 versus a terabyte. A terabyte takes a little bit more time to load. It's a bigger storage. 825 is smaller, quicker. Then they take 200. They got 600 left. With that 600 and the information they got, sure it may push, but your shit be burning up.
And I want to hear from Games on this Ratchet and Clank situation, man, because I'm ready to laugh. Games, what happened to Ratchet and Clank, man? Come on, man. They down.
It died, man. It died, man. Nobody wanted that shit, man. Look, how many Ratchet and Clank we had? Like 16, right? Half of these games even sold 5 million copies. All right? Like, they pushing this Ratchet and Clank thing. Nobody wants this shit, man. I told people, man, look, of all games that can reboot is Resistance or Killzone. But you don't know. Listen, man, I'm not surprised nobody playing on PC. And nobody wants that. Nobody asked for that. But they're going to continue to put on the PC because the game didn't even sell well on the console. It's only sold 1.1 million copies out of 40 million PlayStations. So what happened to the rest of the people who never played this game? Well, I thought exclusives was to sell the PlayStation. No, it didn't. And second of all, this shit is $60 on PC. Ain't no way I'm playing that $60. I'm waiting for this thing to come out at least $20, man. There's no way I'm playing that $60 on PC. All right.
Majority of folks on PC are in the multiplayer. Now, if Ratchet and Clank had a multiplayer mode that was decent, then that probably might have kind of perked up a few yep, a little bit of interest.
There's 3,669 people right now playing that Ratchet and Clank game. That's nobody want. Listen, man. I'm glad that Sony is putting PC games, but nobody asked for that thing, man. And also, they lied. Legal, they lied. And listen. I know some of these Sony fanboys like to move the goalposts, right? Insomniac Games and Sony told people this game cannot run in a hard drive. You have to have an SSD. Now, Nixus, shout out to Nixus, the best PlayStation studio ever, they figure out how to run the game on the PC with a hard drive. They did. Second of all, right now, the second time they moved the goalposts, oh yeah, you can run on the PC with a hard drive, but the game is not playable. Digital Foundry came out and said, yeah, it is playable if you have a hard drive, up-to-date hard drive. Oh, but it doesn't matter. The SSD is still required. No, it doesn't. You can play this game without an SSD. People listen. I'm saying this again. This game can run on the PS4. This game is running on a Steam Deck with SD cards. Don't tell me that this SSD thing is something, magical. I've been telling people since 2020 when Godfall came out. And I want to tell his name on this or what's the name on this podcast. But
say the name, man.
Nah, I don't want to get in trouble. Look, man.
Come on, Destiny Child, say his name.
Look, Legion knows what I'm talking about, right? I told this nigga, man, listen, this Godfall thing, yeah, it's the first next generation game on PlayStation announced. But you're talking about you need an SSD, you can't put this game on a PS4 and Xbox because the SSD in this. Legal. What the hell they did? They put that game on the PS4. 6 months later, that thing was on the Xbox. Look, man. Look, listen.
It was.
And I told these donkeys, the SSD is a solid state drive. Welcome to 2017 when PCs was running on SSD before hard drive. I tried to explain to them what an SSD is. It's a solid state drive. It's better than a hard drive because it's running on cells. It doesn't have that little needle in there and have a little lag. It'll make your game faster.
Hey, shout out to Nemesis the guy, man. Welcome to Di-RRec Gaming, man.
And it meant the game faster and loading times faster.
SSD.
But the difference with the SSD and a hard drive, hard drive holds more space. But developers back then were complaining how the loading times is terrible, and it is. So that's why Sony and Microsoft use SSDs in this generation. Man, I told them that, man. And I told people, man, don't this Godfall thing, man, it could run on Xbox. It can
SSD.
run on PS4, and what happened legal? That shit came on PS4. And look, man,
These
and I
games,
told,
game heroes, these games probably could have ran on the Switch too.
yeah, it can. It just load on the resolution. You don't need it. Listen, man, you don't need an SSD to play. Now, do I recommend using SSD to play Ratchet and Clank? Yeah. But if you have a good computer and you have a good hard drive, you don't really need an SSD. Yeah, look, the portal thing, when Ratchet can't do the portal, that's a loading time. It's loading. But see, but it's not loaded. It just the SSD so fast. No, it's a loading time. The reason why he went to the portal to go into different dimensions because the game is loading very fast with the SSD. If you put on the PS5, it's gonna run very slow. That's why, on the PS4, you're going to run this very slow. That's why this game was a next generation game. That's why this game would never came into the PS4. Could they really do it? Yes, they can. They could put this on the PS4 if they want to. They could. But the portal thing, it's going to run a little slower than on the PS5 version. So what they're trying to do is a marketing tactic. Ratchet and Clank only can run on the PS5. No, it can't. It can't run on everything. Nigga, they run on the Steam then with a freaking SSD card, dude.
SSD.
Like, what are we doing here?
It sounds to me like they was trying to fabricate a reason for you to go out and buy a PS5.
Exactly.
Developers are lazy. Developers are lazy. Start optimizing SSD. Sony family, you ever talk to me again? My reply is SSD. How are you doing today? Sales? Oh, what numbers? No, SSD.
Man, Spartan, you got PTSD from these SSD talk all day because that's all they ever say, bro. SSD for everything. It's just a drive. It's a faster type of drive. That's it. You don't do graphics. It could load up textures and stuff pretty quick, but that's not gonna improve performance.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
It just shortens a little wait time.
I got a question for all right now. A size is Sony, whatever. Flaming ass. Who cares? Guess what we're having next month? Starfield. Then we're gonna have.
But see, speaking of Starfield, Starfield cannot run on the Xbox One. But most of their games on PS4 can. Most of the PlayStation so-called next generation games can run on the PS4 Pro. For example, Demon Souls remake that could easily run on the PS4. Easily.
Every single game that's coming out, games right now for the PlayStation is built up for the PS4s. Even Jim stated that until the end of 2024, they're riding until that thing wheels fall off. They're putting up TikToks of putting a bag of ice with the cover off the PS4 to keep it cool. That's how long they're dragging it. Every game that you guys see, no disrespect, even Jim stated it himself, PS4 is being dragged out till end of 2024. They want to milk money out of that, and that's what Spider-Man 2 is built off. For us, we're next gen, optimized XS. They've got that GPU running. Now it's up to the dev if they want to sit there and sacrifice resolution and frames for the elder generation Xboxes. That's on them. If they want to do it, by all means, gratitude. If not, keep it next generation. We keep it pushing now, man. We're near damn second half of 2023. Our bangers are dropping right now, and they're about to drop fast. Gamescom is going to be the biggest booth that anybody in the world will ever see for gaming from Xbox.
Spartan. Stalker 2
right now.
Legal.
With everybody right now.
AfterBuzz, what's good, baby?
And you're a Stalker 2 fan, right?
You know it, man.
And they're going to show Stalker 2 gameplay of Gamescom.
Man,
yes, sir.
I know, bro. It's still slated to come out. It's still slated to come out December the 8th.
The Ukrainians are doing good. They're pushing back against Moscow, so they're definitely coming out with the game, and they need that money. We got to support them, man.
I'm going to buy it.
I'm definitely going to buy it, man. If it doesn't come out the first week, put it out before Christmas, man. Let's go.
Amazon.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy it. I know it's in Game Pass, but I'm gonna buy it.
You guys want to do a GoFundMe for the devs and then see who wants to pitch in the community and then just send it off to them, make them have the game come out faster?
Now that's not really going to affect how fast it comes, because it's really just it's a time thing, with many of the stuff for Men at War, right? We lost a couple, in between. They've lost a couple people, so that's delayed it a little bit. Like this is not a situation you could put money at. The best we can do is let them do what they're doing, and then we'll support the game when it come out.
It's turning out to be beautiful too. Our games are.
The thing you need to keep in mind is the best support you can give them is not throwing money at them, but is to download and play the game and to spread word.
That's it. Yeah.
That's
how you support us devs. That's the
true.
best. That's the best, most vital thing you can do for us. The moment you don't open your mouth, the moment you don't pop your chop, our shit dies. It goes down in flames.
Relies on the hype. It sure does. Shout out to Gen X Gamer 79, man.
So spread the word. That's all you got to do. That's the best support you can give.
That's facts, boss. Straight up facts right there. We got a word of mouth, play the game, put our shares up, and enjoy it. Play as much as you can, and show them love that way. You're gonna love it. That's
because the best example you want the best example. High on Life.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really expected that to get as far as it did.
Yep.
One game.
You're right. It stayed in people's mouths, man. So it kept going.
Let's do it.
Noticed from TangleWorks was that the one game that this year
Hi-Fi.
It's the Hi-Fi. The graphics, I'll be honest, like how graphics are like Call of Duty, Halo, those cool. But I'm talking about that game is the only game that came out and truly showcased Xbox's power of GPU in terms of color and what it could do once they put good use to it. That game is, if anybody in that chat community haven't played it, go and play that game and just pay attention on how beautiful and vibrant that game is when you play that game.
Absolutely.
GPU throw down such beautiful colors out its ass onto that TV's face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do y'all think about Final Fantasy committing to Xbox, man?
Okay,
amazing.
That's the thing.
There you go, Sid. Is that? There you go. Go ahead, elaborate on it, Sid.
So that was what I was talking about before about the timing, right? So now that Final Fantasy 14 is coming, right? But this was something they said like 2 years ago, right? Like first they had to finish that DLC, right? And then they had to make it like their PS5 version, right? Of the game. Because remember, it's already on PS4, so they had to make that PS5. And they were asked by a couple of news outlets one time before, and then I think sometime last year, and it was the same answer both times. Like, yo, once we finish the stuff that we have on PlayStation, we have nothing else on our plate, right? And then we can work it on Xbox, right? So boom.
Yo, Realist, what's up, baby?
Realist, what up, homie? Yo, so
he can come in when he wants if he's working. But I sent the link, fam.
Yeah, it's right there in the chat. You got hop in. So now, right? Yo, just like they said, boom. Now they have it. True to their word, right? But here's the funny thing. Here's a little bit of luck that Xbox got on top of that. What nobody knew. See, most of us didn't even know about this little fan fest thing that they were doing, right? It's a little fan fest thing for Final Fantasy, the online game, right? Announcing their new DLC. Nobody was really watching except for folks who already played the game. It's been out 10 years, right? It ain't attracting no new eyes. If you don't mess with it, you ain't checking for this, right? So nobody was checking for this. But yo, last month, Square Enix got a new CEO. Nobody talked about that neither. None of us knew that. Nobody was talking about that.
Speak on it.
A new CEO, new eyes, who's not with the program of the past. And boom. Right?
Not only
the 14 come real quick. Because I'm about to wrap it up, right? And I'm gonna pass you the mic, right? Yo, right as this game that we always knew was supposed to come, right? Because they've been working on it, just have to get the these other commitments out the way, right? Not only that, this is now the stepping stone for further things, right? With Square Enix, because we were all assuming, yo, Sony's gonna buy them at this rate, yo. You know, Sony, it's like they a part of Sony like they used to be with Nintendo. That close, right? Like, you know, all their stuff was just by default exclusive, even though it didn't have to be. Like they paying for it every time, right? And nobody gets done except PC sometimes, right? But now, boom, new CEO. No, all of that is out the window. Now everything we thought we knew, especially when we've been looking at the financials for Square, we already knew it ain't been working out for them dealing with Sony. So boom, new CEO. All of a sudden, you know, Final Fantasy 14 coming, which was supposed to happen anyway. It's just the timing all came together. Another L for Sony, another narrative destroyed. What do you think about that, Fireboss?
Oh no, dude! I was trying to tell you that they were this is actually like almost 2 months ago that they were talking about a new CEO coming in, because remember they were saying that the previous guy was stepping down. But the thing is that they didn't elaborate. Yeah, they didn't elaborate it on it, you know, very much. But the thing is that remember that one time me and you and Legal were talking about it and stuff like that, and I said that this is probably the only way things are going to change, is that this dude is going to come in and he's just going to like completely knock the foundation out from under.
And you called it. I'll be damned. You said it.
You did call it. Nobody expected it. So when you said it, I don't think any of us was really feeling it. Like, it could happen technically, but is it going to happen? Nah, these Japanese going to stay the same way they are. Not this time.
Yeah, that's right, Sid.
Not this time, apparently. Not this time, apparently. Yo, Fireball, I got to give you your flowers on that, yo.
Gotta give him flowers on that one.
Was right about that. About Pentiment. You was right about this.
It's a new generation, man. That's the thing that a lot of the mules. A lot of the mules are not getting through their skulls, is that that current Japan is not Japan from like over 20 years ago. You know, you got a lot of them, their executives that have been flying back and forth from over here or Europe to do their business schools. So a lot of the old, tired, traditional stuff, it's slowly, y'all see it firsthand. It's dying. It's starting to die because these new executives, these new investors, because I wouldn't be surprised, because it's like, even though he said my good friend and everything like that, Yoshi P and all that stuff, you could see the emotion in his face that he was not happy. I'm sorry, the dude was not happy that he had to make that announcement, but he had to bite the dirt on that one, because I'm very sure that there's been quite a few meetings where he was sat down, he was asked, so why is this money looking kind of weird right now? Why is it that we look at over at Sega, who was almost in the dirt, and they're climbing? Why are we looking at Namco Bandai and they're climbing? Look at Capcom. Capcom was on the ropes and they're climbing. But we're sinking. Why are we sinking? That's the reason why this is happening. Because the current investors are not happy. Remember what I told you, investors are not your friends. They gives a damn about the scope or the drive of your business. They only want back what they put in 3 times, not double, 3 times or quad. Double, that's not a win. That's not a W. 3 times, that's a W. And the only way they're going to see that W is, guess what? You're going to have to put that joker in more places, because right now, Square does not have any justification whatsoever to just lock themselves to one doggone spot.
Boss,
there's no justification.
But Fireboss, it's not profitable, man. Because at the end of the day, they can't put this game only on one console. It doesn't matter if nobody played Final Fantasy 16, or a lot of Xbox gamers don't really care about Japanese games.
It has to be on.
It's games. It's funny you brought that up, because we also have, because even guys like me who are huge JRPG fans have to admit to the fact that this is a niche genre.
It is. So it is. And the game sold 3 million copies, right? Final Fantasy 15.
These games have to be multi-plat. You can't keep it to one system, and nobody can pay you enough in exclusivity, contract fees, to cover that, right? And that's why Square Enix this whole time ain't been making this money, even though they've been getting these exclusivity checks. It's not going to cover the lost profits, keeping it one system when it's niche like this.
That's what Sony thought it was going to work, is bypassing Xbox, taking some of that profit, like Phil mentioned, and be like, hey guys, I know that you guys want to go multi-plat, but we've calculated the profits that you'd lose just being on our console specifically, and not other consoles. Here's the cut of your losses. Just come to us and hang out exclusively, and then we'll keep renewing our deal that way. So that way you break even, and we make our money off selling our PlayStation to our fan base. And guess what? That all backfired. And look where they are now. They have to go in square one. These guys just released cloud gaming. They're not even in it. They didn't even know what the fuck what 120 hertz was until 2 years of a PlayStation 5 release. You're swapped on that.
Your legal highlight what James Last said. He's on point.
They fucked up, guys. They thought
Mike,
sales.
it sounds like somebody in a hurricane.
It's games.
Is mine?
Fires. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's we're in the win, and Xbox, Microsoft did a very smart job.
Oh, much better.
Playing their game plan, just like the UFC. There's two men that go in there. One comes out victorious, and guess who came out victorious? Xbox did. They sat there. They thought of their game plan. They're like, hey, these guys are going in this way. They're not letting nothing coming through. Let's start shopping. And once Big Bang came out, League, remember when you say Big Bang take little banks? And guess what's happening right now?
Yeah, but once again, it's not profitable, man. Like Final Fantasy is a multi-plat game. Like you can't, it's like the Street Fighter situation. Like when Capcom locked down Street Fighters, you locked down a whole fan base who never, like, remember there's a lot of 360 fanboys and fans. We were pissed off for that. I understand that Sony helped them fund the game. We know that, yes. They save, Capcom, whatever, but they still can have put that game on an Xbox. And remember, so Microsoft, funded right through the Tomb Raider, and what happened? That she's on PlayStation. So, it's not profitable, man. Like they realize that they got to put these type of games on all the system. Like, I don't know.
Okay, Taco, be safe, brother.
Like exclusives, right? For first party, yeah, but third party exclusives
later, homie.
Especially multi-plat games, where it was multi-plat for years. Like imagine Sony locked down Battlefield for 2 years or 3 years. You're going to take a whole, like a lot of Xbox 360 fans, Xbox fans and PC gamers will be pissed off. Like, so it's just that. True. Yeah, it like certain games you can't lock down. Like, it's just that, especially a franchise being here over 40 years, like 30, 40 years. It doesn't matter. Xbox gamers don't play Final Fantasy, but there's a lot of Xbox gamers do play it. It's very small, but you still can't lock it down. And look at how many people bought Final Fantasy. What's it called? 16? 3 million?
Like Fireball said, if it's niche, it don't make sense to lock it down. It needs.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like, that's a good point. Just like Spider-Man, we found, Spider-Man always been on all
consoles,
right?
On
That's
Nintendo,
why it didn't make it was very weird that it ended up being exclusive. But we found out later on, all these years, then we find out that Spider-Man was supposed to be multi-plat, and Sony did what they always do: keep games off other platforms, buying them out. So we know. So we know this.
Even the outsider like the MLB realized the same thing, right? Like they had that exclusivity thing wrapped up. The game wasn't selling like that, and how could it? Yo, baseball is on a downturn, right? It's not the popular sport where everybody got their eyes on it right now, right? It just ain't, right? If you're a baseball fan, you're a baseball fan. But if you're a baseball fan, don't get salty at me. You know it's true, right? So therefore, they saw the same thing. So what they do, they were like, they forced on, yo, you better put this multiplayer. If you don't, right,
then what happened? Then what happened?
Game Pass still happened on top of that, yo. Game over.
And then what happened? Major League Baseball, even on television, the viewing ratings went up, y'all.
Yup.
Baseball became the top third sport to watch behind NBA and NFL. NFL's first, and then the NBA second, and Major League Baseball third.
Now baseball is back where it belongs.
Right where it belongs. Right back where it belongs.
Game
Just
Pass
like
is
that.
beautiful. Game Pass is beautiful. We're in a great time, guys. We're in a great time. We're shining right now. It's just a matter of time for these crooked teeth regulators in the UK to just be like, hey man, don't be sitting there showing your arrogance. You know you lost. They're just sitting there for face. Like our comedians did.
Dr. Parker, you right. Look, Doc, you know that hurt them. But you want to, all right, let's break it. Let's talk about that. Because he made
you talk about the pipeline, yo.
No. I know where he's going with that. He made a good point. I know where he's going with that. I want to say this too, Vodka, because that's a good point you put up. Let's elaborate on real quick and then we'll move on. The situation with Elder Scrolls 6 was a chess move. Microsoft did that when they saw that Sony was buying up everything. That is a payback move. That was a checkmate move. So Sony's going to suffer, just like what is it? Starfield, and what's the other one? What was the other one? It was Redfall. It was Redfall, Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield. Those were the three, because we found out that Sony was about to buy up all the games. Feeling it was like, we cannot let this happen. You know, Microsoft will let a few games slide, right? This is why we as Xbox fans kept trying to figure out, damn man, why come we can't get these games? Why they're not coming to Xbox? And then we kind of look at the devs in a way. It wasn't just them. It's the fact that, hey, man, devs, look, don't ever get straightforward money. I don't blame the devs like that. Feed your families, all right? If somebody comes with a franchise deal for you, take the bag. I'm not tripping. I understand how hard it is to get absolute money in these days of time. That's not it. They sat back and it was like, damn, man, they're going to take every single game. And then the whole narrative that Xbox has no games again is going to pop up. We're not about to go through that again. And, oh, hell no. We ain't finna go through that again. It was just luck, man, that Microsoft ended up buying Activision. It was damn near just pure OD luck, man.
Because
they got it done.
They weren't asking for it. It came to them.
It wasn't exactly, man. So yeah, he right. But on that instance, I wanted to educate. That's the difference between Elder Scrolls 6. Yeah, it was everywhere, but Sony and you donkey fans, y'all gonna pay the price for trying to buy up all them damn games. And Elder Scrolls 6 is that game you're gonna pay the price for. Exactly.
Because that's a sequel to Skyrim.
That's right.
Hold on.
Real quick. The legendary Skyrim that has outside people outside of gaming. I know mad people who bought a 360 to play that one game who don't usually mess with video games. A lot of people. So that's a crossover success. Wait till they market it as a sequel to Skyrim or the successor to Skyrim. Regular folks is going to know about that. You think Xbox will advertise? I guarantee you they're going to advertise that fact.
Ashtray Gaming in the building. That's my brother, fam, from Australia.
Hey,
yes, Australia. Ashtray Gaming from Australia. That's right. Give Australia big ups to Australia, fam.
James, if it's okay, I just want to say one thing though, man. Like behind the scenes and everything, a huge shout out to Satya Nadella backing up this everything that Xbox is doing, man. Without that guy and his money, Lord knows where we would have been right now.
And his approval.
And he's an OG right there, man. That guy knew how to whoop Jim Ryan's ass silently.
Yo, that's a good one. After boss, I was gonna bring that up. You're right. You beat me to it. Hasbro asked Microsoft to bring back all the Activision transformers games to Game Pass. They did, man.
Hey, bring back War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, one of the best transformer games ever.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. But peep game about that though. Why Hasbro and the Microsoft thing? Yo, it's why I know. Preservation. Yo, preservation's been in the minds of people, particularly with AntStream, right? We've been talking about preservation a lot. Yo, Hasbro, Activision, or whatever, they said they got the source code somewhere. They don't freaking know where, right? poorly regulated. This is what we're talking about, the history. Our history is being lost by the people who made it because they're not taking the time to put it aside in the archive somewhere. Technically, they did, but they didn't keep track of where. So they know they got it, but they don't know where. But they also now that if you mess with Microsoft and you make a game for Microsoft, it's required you give up a copy of the source code to be put into the archives, right? And this is basically what they're asking for. Yo, Microsoft, when you pick up Activision and you start re-releasing this stuff, right? Obviously, they're gonna give them the legal license because it's Hasbro, the IP owner. Obviously, they're gonna let them do it, right? They must still be under contract with Activision, and they expect to continue on under Microsoft's leadership, right? That basically what they're saying is, yo, Microsoft, when you pick it up, when you pick up this ball, when the ball is past you for this contract with us, right? That you're gonna keep on doing. You got your archives. Go in them archives and re-release the game because only you could do it. Because if Activision wants to resell the game, they can't do it because they have to spend time looking for it because they don't know where they got it up in their servers. But Microsoft know where they keep their stuff. And that's basically what that rule is really doing. It was a low-key message in front of everybody. And that just goes to show the power of Microsoft and what they do. They knew from the beginning when they entered this industry, archive everything, have it documented where it is when you need it. Boom. This is why they're able to leverage stuff like backwards compatibility. A lot of little formats and stuff that the 360 made was built into the Xbox One in the hardware in anticipation of backwards compatibility. And same from the Xbox One to our current generation. It's just like PC. They do that. They always make sure that lineage is still there and works. And this is the benefit from it. And you see it right now. This is a little message that's saying, yo, bring back Wolverine. That could easily happen. Yo, if Activision still has the deal, they could do it. If not, they could go to Disney, just for the one Wolverine game, and they'll do it depending on how much, it ain't been the first time. It can happen again, right? So, here it comes.
I'm curious on if you was a kid in the 80s, I'll go Six Slayer, Fireballs, Me, Game Serials, Spartan, all of us were kids in the 80s. Transformers was a big deal. The cartoon was a big deal. Hasbro was a big deal. For this game to be resurrected, for these games to be resurrected, it doesn't only just do things for people like us who were kids. You got these new movies out where these kids are getting a new next-gen look of Transformers. Look what can evolve from this, Fireballs. Like, you can now merge two generations of cultures together, and then Hasbro can just go crazy with the toys. That's why it's no
shocker to me. That's why it's no shocker to me that Hasbro approached Microsoft to like, hey man, since y'all are about to move in, and take over the rent, you guys think you can go ahead and get our Transformer games back up since you did that for Call of Duty? I'm not
no real reason to make no new ones. These old ones, once you up the resolution, the gameplay is still everything it needs to be. They don't really need a new one. Right? Or what they could do is keep it in the limelight. They just had this past movie, right? You put out these older games in new, high resolution. Oh, Transformers Devastation, a great game by Platinum that they actually did, right? It was a AAA game, but it was a pretty, solid budget game at the time, right? So meanwhile, everybody's playing these older games, these two older games in particular, everybody be naming. Meanwhile, they're developing a new one, right? Depending on the success and popularity of these older ones back up on the service, right? So if you really want a new Transformers game, make sure you get these games on Game Pass and you start playing them as soon as they're available because they're watching these numbers. Okay, this is Microsoft. They do these numbers, this analytics, bro. Like, it's everywhere. This is how they know what to sell and what to do and what to buy. This is how they make these decisions. So if you want a new Transformers game, play these old ones when they come to Game Pass.
It's all about money because after all, how many all right, before this recent movie, how many Transformer movies have we had and we haven't had a game with them?
It's been a couple. The game come in between lately for some reason.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's been a while, and Hasbro misses that money.
Exactly.
So so to them, it's like, oh shoot, We got Big Bang taking over, so that means this might be y'all get on that. Get a team together. Get on that. We got to be able to get back into the game, into the game, literally.
Like play these old ones, another go around. A lot of people didn't try them. Now a new fidelity, right?
You know what I want?
Meanwhile,
I want them to come out with a Michael Jackson game, like the Sega Genesis one. That'd be bomb coming out.
And while we're talking about the past, my fellow '80s kids, a moment of silence for Paul Rubens, Pee Wee.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman.
Oh yeah, man.
You go, Michael Jackson go whoop you with his cap and everything. His moonwalk. Remember that one there? You have to do dance moves to beat up your adversaries and your foes. Good old days with gaming back then, man. Good old days.
Pee Wee Herman, man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. 8-bit console, 16 turbo graphics, Atari. I don't think these ponies know what like the Sega CD, the 32X, the 64, the extensions, the Dreamcast MMUs.
The great majority of them they weren't alive to experience those things.
Yeah.
Oh no, but we got Australia back in the building. We got 2 Australians tonight, man. And Daily Jerome in the building again. Y'all can't stop my man Jerome in the house.
Yes, sir. Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. That's what I'm talking
about. Aussie. Oi, oi. Aussie open.
Hey, like they say in Canada. Hey.
We got poutine, eh? Want to be?
I'm gonna tell you right now, an Australian with the name Jerome, he's a real one.
No, boy, that's
he's a real one
right there, brother. I'm running. What's your name, Jerome? In Australia, I'm running, bro. Switch to gaming for free. What's good, famo?
Australia.
Man, we all around the world tonight, man. It's looking good, brother. What is it? It's Monday here. It's Tuesday there.
Man, you have to change it to direct Gaming International.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, yes, oh man,
we're like IHOP for
2 phones for free, baby. Hey, he says he's got a tech channel. He's got a tech channel too. Y'all go check out my man. Switch to gaming for free. AKA 2 phones too. Go check them out, man. We putting them up here.
Wow, 12-16 lunch. You guys are what? 12 hours ahead? 13,
2
18
phones
hours?
for free.
Wow.
Glad to have you, man. Keep up the good work on your channel. Oh, here he go with the horror movies. Here he go. Any of y'all seen the new horror movie done by the Aussie boys? Rocka.
No, I haven't.
Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Good times, y'all. Yo, we getting to closing time. Y'all, it's hot down here. We tired.
Talk one more time. Oh, well, one thing real quick.
Bring it home, Sid. Keep
real
going.
Quick,
bring it on.
Real quick, simple thing. Yo, like every time in conversation on podcasts and stuff, you ever notice, when they talking about Game Pass, we lowball it, We don't even talk about the Game Pass Ultimate numbers, right? We give you the straight base Game Pass numbers just to make the point. We know our points are so salient. We don't even have to take it at full Super Saiyan. We'll do it in base form. We still beat your ass, right? Right? Check the reference, right? So, now word come out behind, once again, new receipts behind this ABK deal that we get. 70% of people are actually on Game Pass Ultimate. 70%. We don't got to lowball it no more, okay? We ain't got to lowball it no more. When we talking about this in podcasts and we doing that calculation of how many people is on times how much money. You can say that 15 now. Honestly, 70% of people is behind that dollar deal. That same dollar deal people like to choke on. That's back on, by the way, right? It enabled that. Talk about that now. They still on beyond that dollar, obviously. Another narrative destroyed. It's been a time of narratives destroyed that they can't take back, Like every time they do a new one now, I'm surprised like that was even a thing I'd forgotten about. It didn't even really matter anymore, right? But it just goes to show like they have nothing they can rest their laurels on unless they're out here making these games and they're not. Microsoft
And
is
sick.
handling
You want to know
it
what
all
makes
angles.
them sick? You want to know what makes them sick? This is what makes them sick. Hey, Xbox ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
They try to hate this thing so bad, and they ain't never going anywhere. That's what I love about it. I love this, man, because it's funny making these dudes look stupid every day. Look, I thought PlayStation was this console Goliath, right? So if it's this console Goliath, why are y'all always on Twitter? That means go play some games, but you don't have games to play. So why is that? Because you guys don't buy games. Mm-hmm. See, this is a direct chain of donkeyism. Y'all come on social media talking about everybody else's platform. But when it comes down to doing what you got to do for your platform, y'all are nothing but a walk of L's. Y'all don't buy games. Y'all are so in tune with just console sales that's what keeps y'all awake at night, right? Console sales. Y'all have nightmares if Sony doesn't sell right with consoles. It's not even about the games. Y'all fine with that. A game can just die. Y'all okay with that. But as long as the console sales are popping, y'all are throwing parties. But what nobody tells y'all is that, and what's funny, Sony has told y'all. So I'm lying when I said nobody's told y'all. Sony has even told you donkeys, stop talking about the console sales now. We don't make money on that. But you guys just keep throwing up console sales. But the funny part is, y'all already destroyed. The game that only matters on PlayStation now is Call of Duty. Your exclusives don't matter. Your indies don't matter. Nothing else matters on the PlayStation brand outside of Call of Duty. That's killing you now because you have no more curtains to hide behind. Y'all love to hide behind the curtains. See now we got people on Twitter right now. You say, oh, they're just acting dumb. They're dumb for real. They're not acting anymore. If you're acting dumb now, you're dumb. So just be dumb. You got people out here telling people that Microsoft should sell Apple. Kid Smooth, you dumb for that. You know why you dumb for that? Because Microsoft, nobody else, Microsoft just spent $70 billion. The biggest buyout in gaming history. And your centaur having ass comes out with something stupid like that. Only to get likes by the donkey community. A huge L, bro. A huge L.
Because he messed up and he surrounded himself by too many of them. That's what he screwed up at.
He's the original pony bot.
That's just right.
I've got a public service announcement to make, ladies and gentlemen. Chit Chat, are you listening? Say yes, please, right now. Public service announcement right now. Panel, are you guys hearing this right now?
Go for it.
Yes. In about 31 days from today, get ready on Twitter. These ponies are going to be sitting there, zooming in with their phones and start talking about Starfield glitches and graphics. Get ready for that happening.
And to add to that, I'm telling y'all, everybody, I know I say this a lot, but all of you, I mean it. Do not bother wasting your time engaging with any of them no more. We're done. Leave them. Like when Megatron blew off Starscream's leg, and he told the rest of the Decepticons, leave them. That's it. Just leave them. Because the thing is, there's nothing else. There's nothing else to talk about. Legal's been saying that so much. J-Rock's been saying that so much.
Just ignore them. Yeah.
Yeah, Hebot said that so much. We're done.
Just laugh at him. I mean, you going on social media, evidently you going on it to look and see what everybody's talking about. So when you do see it, just laugh at them.
The thing you remember the old saying, misery loves company. I'm miserable and dogging I'm alone, and I need you to be miserable with me. How dare you enjoy your games
to play?
How dare you enjoy your timing? How dare you, Xbox?
Facts.
That's
After
it.
boss,
Yeah,
all you
it's-
got to do is just keep showing gameplays of Starfield.
If they say
That's
anything
it.
like, "Hey, how are you? SSD. How's your day?" No, no, no. Sales. No. How's your day? Like really? No. SSD. You
That's
good?
it.
No,
SSD. I'm good. SSD. SSD. SSD.
Right.
the key
Don't.
thing to remember, everybody, is this. And I'm gonna shut up. The key thing to remember is this. This ain't 2013 or 2014 no more. Okay. The casuals, which are the biggest chunk of any market whatsoever, is not paying them no attention no more. Have y'all noticed that? Please
Of
tell me
course.
y'all noticed that. They don't care.
They don't
So
care.
there's no point engaging with it. Look, you can't fix dumb. All right. You can't fix stupid. There's nothing you can do about it because a lot of them are doing that on purpose because they know they're getting a raise. They know they're raising analytics. So
Five boss, it's all
just
about
move
the
it.
feelings, brother.
That's
It's all
it.
about the feelings.
That's
Yep,
it.
that's
So
what this
don't.
council
So
order is
that's
all about. Feelings. Yep.
yeah. That's why I'm saying just leave them in the dirt, kicking and screaming. Just leave them. Don't
That's it.
waste your energy. Don't waste your time. Go out there and enjoy your gaming.
But
Because
then
I know
Five
I'm going
boss,
to be
it'll be
enjoying. I'm
boring.
going to
But
be
it'll be
enjoying
boring,
Starfield.
Five boss.
Just
That's
a
right. I'm
shout
going to be
out.
enjoying Starfield. I'm going to be dabbling in Forza Motorsport. I'm going to be playing me some City Skylines too. I've been waiting
Speak
on that.
on it.
Just
I'm going to
say.
be. I'm going to be getting back into Alien Stranded Dawn. They got that game too, and they don't even fucking talk about it.
If
I
they.
Facts.
see
If
more
they.
people posting from PC and Xbox in
Show
that
your
forum.
gameplay, people.
If
Show
they.
your gameplay.
If they
Yo,
feeling
yo,
lonely.
Spartan, get us out of here.
If you're feeling lonely, Sony fanboy, you ain't got nothing better to do. Come and subscribe to my OnlyFans and my Reptiles OnlyFans. We got feed pick, lizard feed pick. We got anything that you want, BDSM on the reptile menu. Shout out to everybody out here. Thank you so much, New Legal, for having me out here and having me
Salute,
on the show.
baby.
Thank you so much, everybody at the panel chit chat. Thank you, and to all the
Yes,
Sony
sir.
fanboys, rain in the water. Get your shit
Facts.
together. Come. Switch sides. Series S, 1 terabyte dropping in about a month.
Facts.
Starfield, Game Pass Ultimate. Come join us or
Facts.
sit there and have fun with Twitter. Enjoy pressing on that X app and hanging out with us there too.
Facts. Yo, get in the game, man. Get in the gaming. Play your game. Show your clips. Yo, donkeys, do something, man, other than crying on Twitter all day. Do something. The Nintendo fans got their Zeldas and their Marios. The Xbox community's waiting on their damn Starfields and Motorsport and Stalker 2s. And we got our Halos and we got our Redfalls. We got all kinds of stuff, man. Show what you got.
Shoot, and Halo's starting to trend back upwards, ain't it?
Get back out here and show people bald-headed Kratos. We know it's gonna be tough. We know it's boring, but you got to do something. It's your fault you chose PlayStation. You got to deal with that. But listen, we all happy over here. We're playing our games. So until next time, y'all, you make sure that you always keep this gaming, man. Don't ever take these clowns serious.
Yep,
Don't
keep it
ever take
gaming.
these clowns serious, man. This is clown work that you see on Twitter. It's all clown work, bro. Just laugh at them. Look how stupid they look every day. They put a lot of work into looking stupid. It's all clown work. Remember, just keep it gaming, man. Just keep it gaming and chase the one up in life, man. And don't let nobody take it from you, man. I go by the name of the New Legal.
Illegal.
If you're about, subscribe to this channel, man. This is the X League podcast, the League of Extraordinaires. This is a no donkey zone. No donkeys can't come in. They don't rule here. They have no power here. We don't cry over here. We don't whine over here. We play those games. That's right. Minecraft, Roblox. You got people up here playing that Fortnite. Yo, all them free-to-play games, people be playing them. Pokemon and Metro. That's true. Yo, they be playing Candy Crush. Gamers don't care, bro. Gamers play the games they like to play. And that's the bottom line. If you like what we're about, yo, Ford Bronco in the building, man. Shout out to Ford Bronco, man. Shout out to the realest
Off
one.
top rope, smash that like button too, folks.
The realest one didn't even come tonight. He didn't even have to come tonight. We had his back all day, every day. We got y'all, man. This is Xbox, man. Look, Di-RRec Gaming was built off the souls of a man who owned a gaming store, who told me to put this on, put Xbox on. Yo, we put the jersey on. Y'all see the jersey over there. We ain't the people that sit up in the bleachers, man. We out in the field. We don't have time to be looking around watching people hate on us, bro. We making plays. We making moves on the field. It's real in the field. You like what we're about, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Never miss another show. Never miss this live and direct moments, man. It's classical. Showcase your heart. Put a like down. Put a dislike down. We don't care. Leave some comments below. Get involved with the chit chat community, the mighty chit chat community, all around the world, man. We go from the United States all the way to Australia on your ass. We don't care if we don't direct gaming, man. We do this thing called Xbox, and y'all have a great night. Until next time, y'all. Peace. We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey, before we go, they forgot to
What's
say
up, gang?
Hell Divers.
Stellar Blade.
Yo, man.
Stellar